Yes. Yes. Oh, hello. I've just been reading Dante's Inferno. It was written by Dante Alighieri in the 1300s. It's a very good read. Would you like to learn more? Well, all right then. Lost in a dark wood with the sun coming up over a hill. Dante starts to climb up when his path is blocked by three animals, a she-wolf, a lion, and a leopard. They tell him he is unworthy to go up the hill, so he goes back to the woods and is greeted by Virgil. Virgil was an old poet that Dante loved. Virgil is going to take Dante to the top of the hill, which is heaven, but they have to take a cheerful little stroll through hell first. Beatrice is one of Dante's old loves, and is waiting for Dante in heaven. She is the one who sent Virgil to help. Dante and Virgil set off into hell, starting with the gates, which read, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter." Dante and Virgil find themselves in the Anti-Inferno, which is, although not a fun place, is pretty tame compared to the rest of hell. Here are people who couldn't just pick a side, and their punishment is run through maggots in between two banners while being chased by bugs and hornets. Although that seems bad, it gets much, much worse. Then the first circle of hell isn't really that bad either. It's called Limbo, and this is where those whose only crime isn't having Christianity in their life. This is where Virgil and other pre-Christian poets and philosophers live. You could call it a dead poet society. At the second circle, they meet King Minos, who judges all ye who enter. But Dante is still alive and with Virgil, so he isn't judged and gets to go past. The second circle is also home to the lustful. Dante meets Francesca, who had an affair with her husband's brother, Palo. Onto the third circle, the gluttonous must endure a reign of filth and excrement. Disgusting. In the fourth circle, the avaricious and prodigal are focused to charge at each other with big rocks. It's like the WWE, but with real rocks, but it's real, and instead of shares, there's rocks. And the fifth, there's the Styx, which is basically a swamp where the wrathful struggle against each other, and the sullen are bound to the bottom, drowning. Dante sees a political enemy, choking at the bottom, and laughs as the other soul is torn apart. They then go to the city of Dis. The demons guarding the gates won't let them in, but an angel comes down and opens the gates for them. The sixth circle is for the heretics. Here he meets another enemy politician. If you hadn't caught on yet, Dante likes to send his rivals to hell. A deep valley goes to the seventh circle. They meet some nice centaurs and have a grand old time, until they get to the boiling river of blood, that is. The violent are kept here, and are at a depth that is according to their violence. In the second ring of the seventh circle, those who committed suicide, violence toward themselves, are punished to live as trees because they gave up their former selves. Then, even deeper are the blasphemers, violent against God. Their punishment is to live in a scorching desert that rains fire. Dante meets one of his old teachers there. At a cliff before the eighth circle, they hitch a ride with Greron. This part of hell is called the Melbolge, or evil pockets. This one has many pouches of punishment. The first one is containing panders and seducers. They get lashes from whips. Flatterers lay on a river of feces because they're full of it. Diviners walk with their heads on backwards because they looked into the future, and now they can only look back. The bearders walk in pitch, while demons tear at them. The hypocrites have to forever walk in circles, wearing robes made of lead, because ankle weights just don't do it for them. Capheus, the priest who confirmed Jesus' death sentence, lies on the ground crucified while other sinners walk on him. Thieves are trapped in a pit of snakes, become snakes when they are bitten, and the only way to get back to their true forms is to bite another thief. Ulysses is with those convicted of spiritual theft, due to his part in the Trojan War. Then in the pouch, with the sowers of scandal and schism, walk in circles with constantly opening and closing wounds. In the 10th and final pouch, falsifiers are afflicted with disease and illness. Going to the ninth circle, the giant Aeneas picks Dante and Virgil up and lowers them into the first ring of the ninth circle, Cana. Here, those who betrayed family are punished by standing in a frozen lake of ice. The second ring, Antinero, those who betrayed their country stand up to their heads in the ice. In the third ring, Ptolemaea, the souls who betray guests lie on their backs with the ice from their tears forming around their eyes. Virgil then takes Dante to Dujeca, the fourth circle. Here sits Lucifer, waist deep in the ice, with three heads chewing on a soul in each of his mouths. The first is Judas, betrayer of Jesus, and the second and third are Cassius and Brutus, who betrayed Caesar. Dante and Virgil continue down past Lucifer onto the other side of the earth on Easter morning. The entire Divine Comedy, the Inferno being the first of the trilogy, is essentially a fanfic / write-your-own adventure guide for the afterlife. This is why Dante put Virgil and an old poet whom Dante loved and other old poets. He also had many biases put into his writing, and the whole sending his most hated political rivals to eternal punishment in hell, along with anyone else he didn't like or disagreed with, such as Pope Nicholas III or any Greek hero. Dante was Italian, so he was a Roman, which means he hated all things about the Greeks, especially those who had something to do with Troy. That's why Dante throws any Greek hero into hell, with loose conviction, and it's essentially because he just hated them. Because if it's not Roman, it's crop. The punishment, or most of them, match the crime, if you don't count the fourth circle. Running at each other with boulders seems like more of a workout in gym, more than just a hellish punishment. Never mind, it fits. Order was extremely important for Dante. In the Divine Comedy, although the Inferno seems chaotic, everyone has a purpose and does what they are tasked with, even though none of them enjoy it, except maybe the centaurs. They just gallop around and shoot people with arrows. But everyone has a job to do, even Lucifer, continuously freezing the ice that holds him and chewing on the souls of Judas, Cassius, and Brutus. Although not as orderly as Purgatory or Heaven, shown by it having 34 cantos compared to Heaven and Purgatory having 33, making an even 100 cantos. It still has order, and everyone has their place.